pressure. We're seeing it today in the NASDAQ, but more on that in a moment. Regarding my show, Breakout Investing, if you can't listen on your PC, you can also get the show anytime on iTunes. Just go to iTunes. You can do a search for TFNN, Breakout Investing, Ken Shreve. All of those searches will work. And, of course, another way to listen to all TFNN programming is with your smartphone. Just type in tfnn.mobi. You don't need HTTP. You don't need www. Just tfnn.mobi on your smartphone browser, and you can get the stream that way. I launched my Ultimate Growth Stocks newsletter in late April at tfnn.com. It's been a great few days for the market. I've got some good growth stocks in my model portfolio that are outperforming. So happy to see that. Quick thing about Ultimate Growth Stocks. I do things a little bit differently. The newsletter I write is published weekly, comes out every Tuesday. So my latest weekly update came out earlier today. And then in between weekly updates, I send out email buy and sell alerts, and even some market updates. If it's a noteworthy day for the market, either up or down, I may send out an update during the week outside of that Tuesday update, and again, buy and sell alerts for the model portfolio. I use a combination of fundamental and technical analysis when evaluating a stock. There are plenty of stocks out there that are showing great bottom line and top line growth in recent quarters, but their charts are a mess. They're in downtrends, so I want to make sure that good fundamentals are aligned with good technical, strong price performers in the market. That's a characteristic of holdings in my model portfolio. I tend to target the strongest price performers in an industry group, not the weak ones. So I'm not really interested in stocks that are trading near 52-week lows. I like to see stocks trading up closer to new high ground. And let's see, I also avoid extended stocks. Sometimes you get these a lot of technical breakouts that we've seen in the market over the past several days. A lot of them have moved a lot over a short period of time, and you don't want to chase stocks that have gone up too far too fast. That's called buying an extended stock, and it's an easy way to lose money. So I don't chase extended stocks, and I rarely average down in price. I mean, if I buy a stock at $50 a share and it starts going to 48 to 46 to 45, I don't buy the stock on the way down to lower my average cost basis. In fact, what I tend to do is say my timing was wrong on that buy, and I'm just going to cut losses short here, move on, and maybe buy the stock at a later date. So I rarely average down, and in fact, I probably do more averaging up than averaging down. All right, let's take a look and see where we're at with this market today. I mentioned some weakness in the NASDAQ just a few minutes ago, and NASDAQ is now negative on the day. Again, it hit an intraday high of 2643. It's all the way down to 2605. So some pretty stiff selling hitting the NASDAQ right now. It's down 7.5 points, 0.3% to 2605. Taking a look at a chart of the NASDAQ on Tiger TV, you can see the NASDAQ, again, that key price level, 2611 that we were watching, it did manage to break out over that price level. Remember, in yesterday's market, looked like a really ugly day was taking shape on Monday, but the market bounced back nicely, finished near its session high. Really, all the major averages did. You can see the NASDAQ here closed up near its session high yesterday, but today sellers are in control for now, so we'll see how it closes. The Dow is still holding on to gains, up 68.5 points, 0.6% to 11,469, and the S&P 500 up close to 5 points off its highs as well. That's 0.4% to 1208. Let's go ahead and pull up a chart of the S&P 500 here and take a look, see what it looks like today. Bear with me here. There's the S&P Large Cap Index. And what's interesting about the S&P 500 is that even though the NASDAQ did have that modest breakout over that 2611 price level, the S&P 500 is still a ways off this price level here of 1230. It's trading around 1209.47, so it's possible we still could see a breakout in the S&P 500 over that 1230 level, but remember that the S&P 500 is now, it bumped up against its 50-day moving average earlier today. It hit an intraday high of 1220, now trading around 1209, so this 50-day moving average could very well turn out to be some near-term resistance. But the bottom line is that we've come up a lot again over the past 7 trading sessions. The Nasdaq was up 6.3% last week. Big move in the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index last week. That was up 9.3%. And we'll go ahead and pull up a chart of the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index here. And there it is. That's the SOX, and you can see it's been in rally mode lately. It recently climbed above its 50-day moving average, so chip stock starting to show signs of life. But bottom line, 6.3% gain for the Nasdaq last week. More gains this week. It wouldn't be surprising to see a little bit of selling if we do see it. Let's hope that volume does not get huge to the downside, and we start to see all this institutional selling again. There are such a thing as healthy pullbacks, and my hope is that we will see one. Now, of course, we've got the Fed meeting tomorrow. The meeting started today. They're going to be out tomorrow with a policy statement. There's not going to be a press conference after the Fed meeting, but we'll listen closely to what Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke has to say. Hopefully it'll be good news for the market. I'd like to think that the market is going to rally based on what he's going to say, but I'd say it's probably 50-50 right now. I don't think it's any sure thing that even if he does give more specifics on what additional stimulus might be coming, I think I'm not convinced that the market's going to move higher based on what he has to say. So if we do see a little bit of a pullback here, hopefully it's contained. Hopefully we don't see 2.5–3% to the downside. We don't see 2.5 billion shares on the Nasdaq. Low volume, modest decline, little bit of shaking out after the big run that we've made would be healthy. And if we do see that, I think it would be too early to declare this uptrend over. Okay, so that's where we're at with the major indices. The volume today on the New York Stock Exchange and Nasdaq coming in looks like pretty close to Monday's levels. On Monday, New York Stock Exchange volume was below average at 905 million shares. Looks like we're going to be pretty close to that level today. Nasdaq volume yesterday also below average at 1.89 billion shares. We're going to be pretty close to that level as well. Should be right around it, maybe even come in slightly higher, but not a whole lot of volume in the market today. All right, taking a look at crude oil. Crude for October delivery added $1.19, 1.4% to 86.89 a barrel. Gold up 1.7% to $1,809.10 an ounce. Go ahead and take a look at the GLD and see where we're at. Gold is hanging in there. Hearing some people say that this is a potential problem for the market. Forget about all the nice moves in growth stocks recently. You still have bonds that are stubbornly holding in there. Money is not coming out of the bond market yet. Seeking that kind of flight to safety trade. Money really isn't, has started to come out of the gold market, but you take a look at the GLD here, it is still holding above its 50-day moving average at 168.88, so it has not broken down yet, not by any means. The GLD today is up 1.1%, $1.98 to 175.29. And again, that's still well above its 50-day moving average at 168.88. Let's also take a look at the SLV silver. There are some interesting things going on in the silver market. This is the iShares Silver Trust. Silver, not looking as strong as gold here. It is below its 50-day moving average now. At 50-day line is at 39.24. The SLV is trading up 4 cents today to 38.69, so it has broken below support. So we'll see where the SLV eventually ends up. But there is, one silver name that is worth keeping an eye on here, and it's Endeavor Silver. That's EXK. Endeavor Silver on the New York Stock Exchange. This is a company with outstanding growth prospects, good growth in recent quarters, and stock is outperforming today, up 2.8% to $12.69. Not out of the question that we could see a breakout in this name over 1309. That would be its intraday high set right here. So in a pretty good technical setup, showing relative price strength in the market. So Endeavor Silver looking pretty healthy here, even though the SLV looks like it's in a little bit of trouble here. All right, let's take a look at the UUP, the U.S. dollar fund. Obviously, the dollar has been on a tear in recent weeks. A lot of gaps up. It's really almost unchanged today. The UUP down 1 cent to 21.85. But certainly the dollar's trend looks upward for now, and that is the UUP. Okay, economic data earlier today as we head into the first break. And by the way, folks, in about 15 or 20 minutes, I'm going to be joined by my good friend Keir McDonough. He's a portfolio manager for Brigos Capital Management in Boston. We're going to be talking about this late day selling in the NASDAQ, get his take on the market. That's going to be coming up at about 35, 40 minutes past the hour. Economic data earlier today, new housing starts fell 5% in August to 571,000 from 601,000 in July. Better news in building permits. They rose unexpectedly to 620,000. So good news in building permits. Housing starts did fall a little bit more than expected again in August to 571,000, but the building permit data came in better than expected. Tomorrow we get existing home sales data for August. Again, that is on Wednesday, and I mentioned the Fed meeting that's going on today. It will be over tomorrow. Most think, the Fed's plans are going to, kind of lower rates at the long end. The plan could be to sell short-dated Treasury debt and then use the proceeds to buy long bonds. The goal would be to flatten the yield curve, lower long-term interest rates, and stimulate the economy. Hopefully, Ben Bernanke says something that's going to help the market. We will see what happens. But stick with us, folks. More to come. We'll be right back.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Direxionshares Leverage ETFs fuse the benefits of exchange-traded funds with the innovation you expect from Direxion, providing investors with opportunities to magnify their short-term perspective, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. Direxionshares, ETFs to the power of X. To learn more about Direxionshares, click on the Direxion banner on the front page of tfnn.com or call 866-476-7523. There is no guarantee that the funds will achieve their objective. The ETFs are not suitable for all investors and should be utilized only by sophisticated investors who understand short-term trading, leverage risk, consequences of seeking daily leverage investment results, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. An investor should consider the investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses of Direxionshares carefully before investing. The prospectus contains this and other information and can be obtained at direxionshares.com. Please read the prospectus carefully before investing. Distributed by Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks. Something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Breakout Investing on TFNN. I am your host, Ken Shreve. Again, the number to use is 877-927-6648. Pretty interesting action in the NASDAQ here. We mentioned it at the top of the show, but after hitting an intraday high of 26.43. I think at one point today the NASDAQ was up better than 1%, but it's under quite a bit of selling pressure, down 14 points now, almost 0.6% to 25.98, and back below its 50-day moving average. So quite a reversal in the NASDAQ. A lot of tech names, of course, under pressure as a result. The Dow is still hanging in there, but really all the major averages are well off their highs now. The Dow is still up 60.5 points, 0.5% to 11,461. NASDAQ down 16 points, 0.6% to 25.96, below its 50-day moving average again, and the S&P 500 up almost 2 points, 0.2% to 1206, call it. Okay, in earnings news today, AutoZone, one of the monster stocks out there, an auto parts retailer stock, really that has defied gravity in recent weeks. It has shown a lot of accumulation on the way up after a breakout over $302 a share. This was the swing point right here. So you had your breakout in late August. Sometime in that area, but AutoZone reported earnings today. The stock is under a little bit of pressure, down 1.1% to $328.26. Pretty good quarter from the auto parts retailer. Earnings up 27% year over year to $7.18 a share. Sales up 8% year over year to $2.64 billion. AutoZone opened 68 new stores in the quarter and said U.S. same-store sales climbed 4.5% in the quarter. But again, this is, I talked in the beginning of the show about how, I find technical breakouts from good bases very compelling. AutoZone, again, broke out over $302 $2 a share, and this was in late August. But it is an example of an extended stock here. You'd really want to just kind of let it settle down, let it base, let it consolidate gains for a little while. I mean, it could come in 5 to 10% off its recent high from here, firm up, move sideways, and you could get another entry point. But it's not a stock that you want to just because it's down $3 or $4 today doesn't mean it's on sale and you want to buy it all the way up here. It is an extended stock, a great company, great stock, strong price performer, but extended. All right, third quarter earnings season is fast approaching. This is going to be the next challenge for the market. The books close on September 30th, and third quarter earnings will start to come out in mid to late October. I'm optimistic that earnings season is going to be pretty good. I mean, there always seems to be a lot of pessimism about earnings season, but the stocks in the universe of growth stocks that I cover, there's never any shortage of companies coming out with bottom line growth, top line growth. They're innovating with new products, so there'll be plenty of good stories in earnings season. The question is, what is market sentiment gonna be like come October? I mean, are we going to continue high? Are we going to continue higher from here in anticipation of good earnings a month from now? Are we going to pull back and then resume higher once we start to see positive earnings? My main concern is, and something that's just kind of nagging at me a little bit, is the fact that I want to believe that the corporate outlooks are going to be good. Companies are going to say, hey, the fourth quarter is looking good, the first quarter is looking good, the second quarter is looking good, and I'm sure there will be a fair share of positive outlooks, but with the weakness in the U.S. economy right now, high unemployment, a dismal housing market, weaker than expected retail sales in the latest data that we saw, I want to believe that the corporate outlooks are going to be solid, and CEOs are going to be saying positive things about demand going forward, but I still think that's a bit iffy, frankly. So hopefully we'll get good news when earnings reports start to roll in about a month from now. But that is something to keep in mind. Did you see that report today earlier from eMarketer? They're a research firm. They're saying that worldwide revenues at Facebook are expected to reach $4.27 billion for 2011. Again, that's according to research firm eMarketer. Advertising revenue at the company is expected to come in around $3.8 billion, more than double what it did in 2010. So Facebook bringing in a lot of sales. They did not join the IPO party when the IPO market was booming not too long ago. It has completely dried up recently, but Facebook, last I heard, has plans to come public sometime in 2012. All right, we're going to take a look at some stocks when we come back, some stocks that were up big early, but I bet you they've come up off their highs. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
If you're in the market for a jumbo loan anywhere from $417,000 all the way up to $3 million, and you have a FICO of at least 720, then Everbank is your answer. For more information, call Everbank today at 877-471-5970 to talk with a member of their concierge team that will walk you through the variety of loans they offer. That's 877-471-5970, and let them know you heard this offer on TFNN. Everbank, 877-471-5970.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading the gold market. If you're an investor in gold or any of the gold mining equities, this newsletter is an essential tool that can help you become a better trader in the gold market. The Gold Report comes out every Monday with complete coverage of the entire gold market, including the XAU, HUI, the dollar, the bond, the rand, more than 40 different mining equities, as well as some of the most popular precious metal ETFs, including the GDX and the SLV. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report that will help you take advantage of investment opportunities at the current historic gold price levels. To order your Gold Report today with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to tfnn.com or call our office directly at 877-518-9190.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the fourth quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
This segment is brought to you by Direxionshares. To learn more about tactical tools for the sophisticated active investor, hit the Direxionshares banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Breakout Investing on TFNN. I am your host, Ken Shreve. Folks, don't forget to check out a free trial to my Ultimate Growth Stocks newsletter at TFNN. You can go right on the home page. Right along the top, there's a newsletters tab, and you can click that and then click on investment newsletters, and you can sign up for a trial that way. And I think you can also get more information on my newsletter right on the left side of the home page there in the carousel, Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. And with the NASDAQ moving as much as it has up until about a half an hour ago, several stocks in my model portfolio are outperforming the goal. A lot of them are new initiations because I use sort of a top-down approach to the market. I'm not afraid to start raising cash when I start to see signs of distribution or professional selling in the market, and then I put money to work when I feel like the market tide is flowing positive. So it's been tricky. You hear a lot of people talking about it's been a tricky market, a volatile market. You can be up 1 or 2% one day and down 1-2% the next day. So still have to be nimble, have to be proactive in a market environment like this, and certainly the NASDAQ's performance today is proof positive of that. But the bottom line, even though I've heard a lot of growth guys that I respect out there, that they still remain skeptical about this market. But what my general take is that the number of bullish charts out there, whether you're talking about a performance from a stock like Apple, for example, you had some decent volume come into that stock recently. Good, strong breakout, but plenty of bullish moves in growth stocks recently that I don't think can just be tossed right out the window. So I think that there is a decent amount of leadership in the market. Is it easy to trust this market? No, I don't think it is. But I think you have to look at the positives and the negatives. And the negatives are out there, but I'm basing my observations on what my growth screens have been doing recently, and there's been a lot of compelling movement. There have been some growth names that have been lagging the market, but there have been plenty of others that have been sort of what we say flexing their muscle and saying, look at me, I'm ready to move higher here, breaking out in heavy volume. So pretty compelling price action. Let's take a look at couple of movers today. Stock that I've mentioned on this show quite a bit, Jazz Pharmaceuticals. The stock, we'll see what it's doing because it was up. It was up pretty big at one point today, still actually holding on to a good portion of its gains, up close to 8% today, $3.40 to 47.14. You really had the first breakout in Jazz Pharmaceuticals was when it broke out over 43.60, and that was back in this area right here. So it's at 47.14, a little bit extended now, I think, but really a good growth story going on at Jazz Pharmaceuticals. Its flagship drug is Xyrem, which is approved by the Food and Drug Administration for the treatment of cataplexy, which is associated with narcolepsy, as well as a condition known as excessive daytime sleepiness, EDS, which is also related to narcolepsy. But excellent growth in recent quarters for Jazz Pharmaceuticals, and bright growth prospects as well. They're expected to earn $3.46 a share this year. That's compared to $1.55 in 2010, so better than 100% growth there. Looking out to 2012, they're expected to earn $4.61 a share. That would be a 33% gain over the $3.46 earned this year. So Jazz Pharmaceuticals having a good day. And how about this move in Celgene today? Celgene was setting up nicely. Good solid breakout today, up 6.9% to 65.41. We'll take a quick look at Celgene's weekly chart here, and you can see a beautiful base breakout. Could still be in the early stages of a move here. Stick with us, folks. Keira McDonough joining us when we come back. We'll be right back.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the frontofTFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks, something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Breakout Investing on TFNN. I'm your host, Ken Shreve. I'm very pleased to be joined right now by a good friend of mine, a guy that I've known for a very long time. He runs a fund in Boston, Massachusetts, Brigos Capital Management. The website is Brigos Capital. I'm joined right now by Keir McDonough to help us. He's going to help us make sense of this market. Keir McDonough, how are you today?
Ken, I'm terrific. Nice to be on your show.
All right. Pleasure to have you. And are the Boston fans panicking about this Red Sox collapse, or what? Let's start with the important stuff here.
They're making it very interesting in the last week of the season.
They're still ahead of Tampa Bay, I think, in the wild card. If my data are correct, am I right there?
They are, yes.
Yeah. So Keir, let's talk about this. The market seeing some, actually quite a bit of selling in the NASDAQ today. It hit an intraday high of 2643, now down about 10 points, 0.4%. NASDAQ was up big last week, 6.3%. Pretty resilient performance yesterday. I know you think that this is the index to be watching. What do you make of this, the selling today?
Well, we did start off the day very well. As the day has progressed, we've seen a lot of leaders. We could talk about those in a sec, but we've seen a lot of the leading stocks move into some new high areas and pull back sharply. So we've seen a fair amount of reversals today. Net, I can't say it's positive action that I'm seeing just in today's picture, but I'd have to say the trend is still up at this point, and we should act accordingly.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm thinking too. I mean, I think the performance last week by the Nasdaq and really you and I look at the same type of growth screens, and I've heard some growth guys out there in recent days say that they're still a little untrusting of this market, and they're not entirely happy with the leadership. But when I look at my screens and I see some of these names rising in volume, I have to be pretty happy with the overall action in some of these growth names. Would you agree with that?
I would agree completely. Some of the stocks are coming out of earlier stage structures, so they're probably less over-owned by institutions at this point. So I think those are pretty good candidates to be owning.
Yeah. By the way, I meant to, before you came on, I wanted to congratulate you. Your fund, Brigos Capital, is now almost a 3-year birthday coming up next week. Congratulations on.
Well, thank you, Ken. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So been a nice, easy, money making time. I'm sure, right? No volatility.
Just a straight ride. Every week's a straight ride. Everything's up.
Sounds good. So I saw your note earlier today that you sent out to clients talking about the Nasdaq. You mentioned a couple of names, maybe a couple of themes that are interesting to you here.
Sure.
First of all, this transition from this consumer's transition from I guess you say paper to plastic. Why don't you expand on that a little bit?
Sure. Thanks, Ken. We are seeing a big trend on a global basis from paper, meaning cash and checks, into credit cards, debit cards, and I think more of electronic payment even through your phones. I see a lot more of that coming. The two big players in that space are Visa and MasterCard. Both are having very good days today, both making new highs as well on pretty good volume. These companies have built giant moats around their industry, they've been in the industry for so long. They control the lion's share of the business, so it's pretty hard for anyone to enter into that. Thus, their margins, their return on equity is terrific, and I think as the world, again, right now, most transactions globally, I just saw this week, over 88% of all transactions globally are still with cash or checks.
Right. And the news today, I think the news came out today that both Visa and MasterCard are going to be part of this new Google wallet where people are just going to be able to walk around, retail locations with their phone and hit a button and pay for something that way. So, looking at shares of MasterCard right now up 1.7% to $353.95, and taking a look at Visa while we have Keir on the line here. Visa up 3.3%, outperforming MasterCard today, up 3.3%. To $93. Another theme, Keir, that interests you is Macau off of mainland China. A couple of casino operators there, Wynn Resorts and also LVS. Do you favor one over the other? I mean, both are pretty well positioned for growth there, I think.
I would agree. I think both are terrific companies. Both have been in the industry quite some time, so they're very good operators of their properties themselves. The growth in those markets has been astounding. Last month alone, Macau had its biggest month ever, the month of August, and it was up 57% year over year. So China right now is by 2015, should be the second largest consumer market after the U.S., and I think the casino gambling business over there, not only there, Singapore and other parts of Southeast Asia could come into play, and these two well-run operators could open up other casinos potentially down the road.
Well, it's amazing, the numbers that they're generating in Macau. I mean, as far as I know, Macau is still the only place in China where it's legal to gamble. But you mentioned other areas like Singapore that could see that could see action, so to speak, going forward. So it seems like that's still kind of in the early stages of growth there.
Yeah, Singapore is doing quite well. Las Vegas Sands has a property there. It's actually a duopoly in Singapore, and the growth in that market is outstanding. In fact, Singapore over the next year could actually be a larger market than all of Macau for Las Vegas Sands.
Now, did I read somewhere, you're talking like the total amount of revenue generated just in Macau. I think I read somewhere that right now it's like 4 to 5 times that of what Las Vegas is generating on an annual basis. I mean, they are the big revenue. More revenues are generated in Macau than Vegas for sure. And I think I read something like it's almost like on pace to be 4 or 5 times.
I think you're right, Ken. It's like
year.
4 or 5x what Las Vegas is. So as a percentage of their businesses, Las Vegas has anywhere from less than 20% to less than 15% for both of those operators. That market is beginning to turn around a little bit, but the big growth for these companies is in Macau, Singapore, and potentially down the road if some other properties do open up, they could do well with those.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, as we head into break here, Keir, I wanted to get your thoughts on Intuitive Surgical. It's price action today. I don't know if you've seen it, but it looks like a pretty good reversal, down 1%. Does this stock have the potential to be a leader?
I think it does. I think they have innovative products, good management company, and or management team, I should say. I think it does, yes. And I think the chart just needs to shape up a little bit better. The reversal today obviously is not positive.
Keir, I'm going to hold you. I'm going to hold you on. We're going to break. I'll hold you on. You'll come back. We'll be right back, folks.
Will do.
This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Are you looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make. Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. My new book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, is for sale at Amazon.com for only $18.40.
Welcome back, everyone. Still have Keir McDonough on the line. Principal and portfolio manager at Brigos Capital Management in Boston. Get more information at brigoscapital.com. Keir, before we went to break, we were talking about shares of Intuitive Surgical and this stock's ability to be a leader. It has reversed off its highs, down about $4.23 to $389.32. You know, another stock that I've been watching, just wondering if it's you see a lot of breakouts recently, but a former high flyer seems to be having some problems here, and that would be Baidu in China. Do you have any thoughts on Baidu here?
Yeah, I was watching the group with SINA, Sina, and NetEase got hit pretty hard today. I think one of the things you have to look at is Baidu was pretty much the leader, or one of the top 2 leaders of the market since 2009. And eventually supply and demand comes into play, that these stocks become overowned, and there's really nobody left to buy them. I'm not saying it's not a great company, but this stock has gone from $10 in December 2008. It's now trading at just under $140. As Bill O'Neill used to say, what else do you want the stock to do?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of money has been made in Baidu since the start of the bull market back in March 2009. So, pretty ugly price action today for Baidu. Shares down 4% now. That's $6 to $139.58 a share.
And that's big volume today too, Ken. Biggest volume we've seen in a while.
Yeah, big volume. So pretty ugly action in the broad market here. It looks like we could turn negative. All the major averages could turn negative by the close here. Volume not overwhelming. Looks like it's pretty much on pace to come pretty close to what we saw yesterday. And for the Nasdaq, that was around 1.9 billion shares thereabouts, and on the New York Stock Exchange about 905 million. So not seeing overwhelming volume today, but still a pretty disappointing performance for the broad market. Kerr, before I let you go, we've got about a minute or so to go. But what do you think about this Fed meeting tomorrow? Obviously, Wall Street's going to be listening closely to what Ben Bernanke has to say. I mean, is there a possibility that we sell the news here, or is the market going to like what the Fed chairman has to say?
You know, that's a good question. I think the best way to approach that is not necessarily what the news is how does the market react to the news.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would tend to agree. I think that the Fed is even if they do announce some sort of operation twist where they try to lower the yield at the long end, the market's going to react how the market's going to react. So hopefully we see this rally continue based on what he has to say. But I would also say that one day of selling doesn't necessarily mean that the positive action that we've seen over the past 6 or 7 days doesn't mean that it's necessarily over. So try to stay optimistic here, right?
Absolutely. When a plane tries to take off from the ground, it might bounce off the runway once or twice before it gets liftoff. Absolutely.
All right, Keir, pleasure having you on. Good to talk to you, my friend. And again, congratulations on almost 3 years at Breakout Capital. Good job.
Thanks, Kenny.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. All right, Keir McDonough, a good friend of mine from Breakout Capital Management in Boston, giving us his thoughts on the market. Folks, coming up after the close, very interested to hear what Oracle has to say. Should get a better feel for IT spending trends once we hear what the hardware and software firm has to say. They're going to be reporting earnings. Earnings expected to rise 12% to 47 cents a share. Sales up 10% to 8.4 billion. Taking a quick look at Oracle here, ORCL on the NASDAQ. Shares down 2.2% ahead of the results to 28.36. Oracle not a picture of technical health ahead of the earnings. Also earnings from Adobe Systems. Earnings expected to come in at 54 cents a share, flat from a year ago. Sales up 4% to just over 1 billion. Thanks very much for listening, and we'll see you back here on Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Take care, folks.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base